Today we are launching into part 6 of my guest room series, and now I'm working on guest room number 2, the Twain Room. If you've missed any other videos in the series, take a look at the link below. Today I'm going to show you the most beautiful curtains I found for this space. We're going to hang those right here. I will also do a simple tutorial on how to hang cafe curtains, and then on to the most gorgeous desk that I found on Facebook Marketplace, how I've refinished it and bringing it into the space. Hey, I just finished rinsing off from the river. If you want a little peek into the property and how I spend my mornings, stay tuned to the end. Now, in the last video, we worked on making the bed, and I had been looking for plaid bedding because I really wanted to do a mix of plaids. And this is something new for me. I was kind of branching out, but wanting to infuse a little bit of the Ralph Lauren style. I cannot tell you how many online stores and in-person stores I checked for plaid bedding, and I could not find it. So I ended up with this floral quilt and some plaid accents. I ordered 3 curtains off Amazon. First of all, this beautiful brown with these little gold crosses in them. I loved this curtain so much. The color was perfect. And it was probably my favorite of the 3 as far as how it hung and draped. The second one was this buffalo check, large gingham in a beige and cream. And the third option was this beautiful plaid. And because I didn't use plaid on the bed, I thought this would be a great way to incorporate another plaid into the room. Well, ultimately, when I hung the dark brown, which is kind of what I was leaning towards, it made the nightstand literally disappear. It was just too close in color. I did not like the buffalo check at all. I didn't like the texture of it, nor the color. The plaid is the winner. This is such a beautiful curtain. It's very heavy. It's fully lined. These curtain rods allow the curtain to touch the wall, blocking light completely. I thought about getting brass rings for the curtains. I just slid them on the rods, but I think the rings would allow them to open and close much easier. I've got another challenge to navigate, and I could use your help. In my master bedroom, I bought some lamps. I did thrift them, and I'm just that project is on the back burner. So in the meantime, these are the lamps that have been in my bedroom. So all along, I've had this thought, these will go in the Twain Room. I didn't know it was the Twain Room at the time. These will go in this extra guest room, and I'll put the new lamps in my bedroom. So I brought these in, and I do love the color, but here's the dilemma. I have not been able to find lamps for the Austin room. And now normally I would just wait. I would just be very patient. But I've got company coming. We are going to fill both rooms plus, and I really wanted to have lamps in there. Well, I need to have something in there before everyone arrives. So I can wait long term for the perfect thing. But for now, this is the set that I have. Now, these look very tiny in the Austin room. The Austin room is a king size bed. It's a larger room. So while I like the color of these are the bigger ones. So I'm wondering, should I put these in the Austin room? Maybe paint these to look bronze and have these ones in here. So I'm going to show you a shot of each one. So here it is with both black lamps, and this is what the smaller lamps look like. Imagine them in a bronze or brass finish. My real question is size. Which ones do you think are better for this room? A lot of people like a higher lamp because it gives light. It'll shine down on a book if you're reading. But I also know that I could immediately use the taller ones in the Austin room, paint these, use them in here, be done. I'd appreciate any input. Now it's time to put up the curtains on these French doors. And I use café rods, or they're also called sash rods. They can be used to put like a really simple cafe curtain, maybe over a kitchen window, but they're often used on both top and bottom to cover a window completely. So this would be a curtain that you're not going to open. And that's the case here for privacy's sake. I'm not sure why the previous owners put these doors in on a bedroom. It's quite odd, but we make sure to put the curtains on the inside so no one can look from the outside. Now I grabbed these café rods, and I have put these on countless times, and I have never seen them come with nails. They always come with screws, and I did not want to use nails in here. I'm not even sure this is a solid door. So I ran to Home Depot and I picked up screws. So the way these work, there's a prong that you're gonna have pointing down so that when the sash connects, it's going to pull up and have nowhere to go. And then at the top, the prong is going to point up, and that is gonna hold the tension on that side. I'm going to remove the old hardware because the little prongs were broken off, so I need all new. A starter hole with a hammer and nail is really helpful. It gives the screw a starting point. And then if you find that the driver is just kind of spinning around in the screw head, you might need a different tip. That's what was happening here. And I think I need a finer tip for these tiny screws. Let me get one so that it catches in there. That is much better. I got the curtains onto the rod, and as soon as I got up on the ladder and hooked that first thing in the bracket and began to pull, I realized the rods were too short. I couldn't believe I made this mistake. I've been in such a hurry with this project that actually it's not that surprising. So I needed to go back to the store and get the larger size. Back at it on day 2. I sewed these curtains, and I have sewn almost every curtain that is in my home. It is such an easy way to save money, and if you are interested in sewing, I'm going to link a new class below that's completely free. These came out great, and I'm going to show you the other side because you can't see anything. It really does offer privacy. Well, it's the next morning. Kevin and I got caught up in a conversation and then realized we were running late. I needed his help to bring this desk up before he left for work. So we took care of that. I'm gonna run down, do part of my morning routine, and then I'll be back. If you want a little peek at the river and what I do in the mornings, come along with me. Otherwise, you can scroll forward to the desk. I'm typically out before the sun actually rises, and a few years ago I researched the benefits of morning sun, and I encourage you to do the same. It's quite fascinating. It's great for your hormone health. You actually begin to manufacture melatonin for the evening, for your sleep that night, but it starts in the morning when that sun comes into your eyes. I sit on the porch and I read my devotional, and I usually grab something to drink, something iced in the summer. Our cat Sumo is always right there and needing some love and attention. I usually go through my planner and take a look at my day, but this morning I decided to go straight down to the river, and Esther was really wanting some exercise. I never get tired of this view. I am grateful to the Lord every single day when I wake up and take a look at this beauty. The river is really nice right now. It is very low, but it's still high enough for swimming, for kayaking. We just can't raft down it. In the spring and early summer, we actually can raft down when there's some more rapids and the water level is higher, and that is so much fun. Esther is such a faithful dog. She is our protector on the river. Whenever we're out or the grandkids are out, she's right there watching over us. Well, I was too late for sunrise sun, but I still got some great benefits being outside this morning. Now I want to talk about this beautiful desk. Isn't it gorgeous? I have never seen a base like this with the curve, and I just love it. I got this on Facebook Marketplace for only $80. The owner said it had been sitting in a dusty garage for probably 50 years. And I didn't really think about how the heat here would affect it. It looked to be in great shape. I couldn't find anything wrong with it. It had all the original heavy brass knobs. They're just beautiful. Well, loaded it in the truck and I'm sailing down the highway when in my rearview mirror, I see something flapping. Now I knew immediately it was a piece of veneer like this. And sure enough, it was coming off of the drawer. And I pulled over immediately, but it was gone. And there was no way I could find it. I actually tried because I thought I could glue it back on, but it was just weeds on the edge of the highway. This is from the second large drawer, and I had to peel this off myself. I finished removing the remainder on the one drawer, and then I removed all of the veneer off the second drawer so at least they would match. There was also a couple of spots at the base where the veneer was peeling as well. So again, I took it off on both sides so it would be even. I sanded down the top, and once it was smooth, I used my trusty gel stain. I love this stuff. I use it so often, and I stained the entire top. It does have that parquet floor look where the squares are changed according to the grain of the wood. So I did go with the grain, and when the stain dried, then I did a layer of dark wax. Now I know all the knobs were with me when it was loaded in the truck, but somehow we came up short. I was so disappointed. I ended up having to get just some cheap metal ones at Home Depot. These knobs were caked with layers of grime. So the first thing I did was soak them in a solution of baking soda and lemon juice. And I've used this before and it works so great. After just a few minutes and just rubbing with my finger, all of the grease and yuck was coming off. I used a little toothbrush to just begin to scrub and get in all the cracks and crevices. And this is really a great technique and it's so inexpensive. After this, I just used some dish soap to wash and rinse. And this is what they look like now. Such an improvement. Definitely helped putting a little bit of the dark wax just to darken this, kind of antique it. And now I'm going to put a little bit more black rub and buff. I noticed you really kind of see that black it's really kind of a dent in the knob. I don't have that exactly here, but there is a little bit of a line, and I think if I filled it in with the black, it would just make it tie in a little bit better with the original. It's always so fun to get to this final step of putting the knobs on and the desk is complete. Even though this needed a little work, it was absolutely worth it, and the results are amazing. This is hands down one of my favorite Facebook Marketplace finds ever. It just is such an original piece and so beautiful. Now it's time for a chair. Here it is. I know it looks like a beat up mess, but this is a treasure to me. This was in my grandparents' cabin for probably 70 years, and I don't know who owned it before that or how old it is, but it's ancient, it is very worn, and this chair just has really wonderful memories. It was in the bedroom as an extra chair. So whenever there was a big gathering like Thanksgiving, my mom would say, Teresa, go gather the extra chairs. And I would run in the bedroom and grab this one. So now I'm excited to have it here in the Twain Room. Here's the last piece I'm going to show you for today. I worked on this shelf last night and I did the same technique that I did on the bed. My hope is to hang this. I'm not exactly sure how high. It's kind of heavy. But my plan is to hopefully find studs. I need to find studs because I want to put books on here. I want to put breakable things on here, and I want to make sure it's sturdy. So there are 2 hanging brackets, but I think what I'm going to need to do is use a small piece of trim, probably under the bottom shelf, but it'll go right underneath. I can put it into studs and the shelf will sit on it for extra support. I'm really excited that this is all coming together. The next and final video will be putting up all of the artwork and the grand reveal. I hope you'll stay tuned for that and consider subscribing if you haven't before. Thank you so much for joining me today on The Peaceful Home. Have an amazing day.